Maria he, Maria ha.
I quit.
Welcome back to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. God, this has been way too long. I'm sad faced that it's been long, but I'm happy faced that it's now. So, before we get into it, all the places you can and should find us: Podbean, Apple Podcast, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, maybe Podknife and Podchaser, definitely YouTube, and solidly Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, things. Got it. I am, as always, your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me tonight is Michael Grumpy Pants Brown,
Always.
Josh Baldman LeGrew,
Hello.
Kathy Tired Face Jansen.
I'm not tired. I'm just, enjoying the commentary that occurs
The banter.
that before we get started. So how dare you make an assumption of my, personal being right now? I'm upset. I'm
I
upset.
don't know.
Oh yeah.
How
just
dare
kind
you,
of-
Larry? How dare?
You just kind of exuded a presence of exhaustion.
I'm not. I was actually looking at some stuff and catching up on the news because I'd been sleeping all day, so I missed some of the stuff, and yeah, so I was trying to catch up so I could sound somewhat knowledgeable tonight, as opposed to somewhat not knowledgeable.
I know there's some stuff that I've honestly just let go by because I didn't have a particular interest, truth be told. But there's a few things that I was catching up on today that I'm like, ooh, this
Interesting.
piques my, yeah, it may not be directly for me, but some things that kind of made me go, this is nice. I like this. So, what are you gonna do? But all that said, let's jump right into, oh my God, video games. Kathy, the fuck you been playing? Because I miss your face.
Not much. Nothing new, really. Been working on completing the DLC for The Witcher 3 finally after about 2
nice.
years.
Yeah.
Because I had finished the main campaign back in 2018, started the DLC, and then a little game called Fortnite decided to invade my territory. And yeah, for about a solid 9 months, I played nothing but Fortnite. So went back in, did the main campaign again, and now I finished up the Hearts of Stone DLC finally. Never touched that. And then slowly working my way through Blood and Wine. However, Season 3 dropped on Fortnite, aka Waterworld. About half the map is now covered completely in water. The only cool thing about it is there are sharks, and the sharks will come and eat you. And they will jump up and go through buildings and go nyam, nyam, nyam. You can also hook a shark on a fishing line, and then it'll drag you all across the map. So
If I can't play as one of the sharks, I'm disappointed.
I know. I'm a little disappointed, too, that you can't, take the shark, catch it, and then use it to, eat other people.
Right,
but-
pick it up and throw it at somebody.
But that would be awesome if you could pick it up and throw it at somebody. Oh my God, I never even thought about that. Oh, shark weapons. But
Would have made
it's-
Fortnite 100% better.
oh my God, it totally would have. But they're talking about bringing in new. What the hell just happened?
I don't know. We don't know what's happening.
Eddie's coming in.
Is
Get
it?
Eddie?
Yep.
Hey,
What the
Eddie.
fuck that is? Fuck it is.
Well, I'll defer since Eddie's here, so I'll be done.
Kathy, real quick, I just want to say, you were halfway through that, and I was about to congratulate you on getting clean from Fortnite and your ongoing quest towards sobriety, and then you just fucked it all up, jumped right off the wagon.
I know, and I said I wasn't gonna buy the battle pass. Oh, I bought the battle pass again because you can get Aquaman, and this season, obviously, because water. So I'm like, I gotta get Aquaman, especially Aquaman in his jeans and no shirt. Oh, okay.
Is it Jason Momoa?
Oh hell yeah! I wouldn't have bought
Okay.
it if it was. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise.
Screw
How did-
Aquaman. Why the fuck is it not Kevin Costner?
You know,
Waterworld?
I would not be surprised if at some point we do have a water world, because if you go around, there are floating islands of junk. on
Yeah.
little barrels. I'm serious. This is Waterworld, and,
And I bet you those rights are like super cheap right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to imagine Kevin Costner's looking for something to do.
He's in that new TV show,
What show?
Yellowstone.
oh yeah, he is.
Oh.
It's a really good show.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I
But
honestly didn't know he was still alive.
Kevin Costner back from his watery grave.
Larry, you were hoping I was off the Fortnite train, but let's be honest, I don't play it very often. I have been sticking to other games, and
I know.
it's not as like, oh my god, like I'm not even playing it right now like I used to during podcast recordings. So
Yeah, she has to think tonight. So
yeah, and believe me, I don't have many brain cells, so we got to keep them all fired up.
It's stunning how much percentage of our brain power this show takes, given how little brain power it actually requires to operate.
well, it's a little from a lot of us. So doesn't-
We've almost got an entire person between us.
So yeah, so I have not jumped on the Last of Us bandwagon. I didn't care for the first one. I'm not playing the second one. I'm just holding out, looking at some old games to pick up and play. Like,
So,
finally,
like,
maybe Final
curious.
Fantasy 15.
I'm kind of curious on why you didn't like the first one. I always want to ask people that.
Now, see, I never played it, so maybe that would be the difference. I had no desire to
Okay.
get it,
Sure.
but I watched some people. I watch a lot of Let's Plays, so
Right.
I just felt like it was the same story that I've seen before. The characters really didn't intrigue me, or I didn't become attached to the characters, and usually that's what sells the game for me. And that twist at the end, I'm not sure if it was believable.
Okay,
Like,
what?
I didn't. The fact that I don't.
Spoiler
I think
for the first game.
I'm never gonna play
No.
it. So
the fact that Ellie was supposedly had this virus. Again, it's the same kind of.
She's like
trope.
immune to the virus.
Virus.
Yeah.
They're gonna. So
Okay.
basically, they're gonna harvest her and kill her. I didn't like how Joel lied to her. I didn't like how he made her believe that she wasn't gonna help. I think that I don't believe that's for me. I don't think that was very realistic. I think
Okay.
it just didn't sit right with me with the way it was all played out either, because he killed like a whole bunch of people he knew too. So
Yeah, it was pretty violent.
it just, well, it's not even the violence. I mean, hell,
No, I mean it was.
it
I
just
could
was
see that.
bad.
I could
was
see that where you think it would not be a believable story at the end. Because why would you trade one person who's willing to do it for everyone else?
I mean, it's funny because I can
Hello?
make things believable with.
I can kind of hear you, Eddie.
I can make things believable even with fantasy. So, like, I'm playing
Oh.
The Witcher 3, and I can believe that world. I couldn't believe the world of The Last of Us, which is weird. And normally, those games I can at least find some.
Okay, that's
really-
fair.
I don't-
I was
Am
just
I
curious.
Am I wrong in thinking the plot you just described for the game is the same thing as the shitty I Am Legend remake from a few years ago?
It's like any zombie apocalyptic world type. I mean, it's got the same tropes. I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Like-
it's like any of the other ones that have come out.
That's been
Yeah.
more than a few years, dude. I think I was in my first marriage when that happened.
What the Kevin? Not
I am-
Kevin Smith. Will Smith.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I like that movie. I do like that movie.
Like I wanted to, but the way they,
2007 movie.
I fucking loved the book. Like,
Well, the
and
book is way better. Yeah.
yeah, they've
Book's way
never
better.
done. They've
Agreed.
redone that. They've done that. They've tried to adapt it 3 different times, and they fuck something major up every time. Like-
Omega Man.
Yeah, like it's such a great fucking story, and they've never done it right.
And they never will.
Probably not.
Is that scary?
Sort of. Come on, Eddie,
No.
get in here. Work it out.
Hopefully you
need
guys.
Eddie, you need to increase your internet. You need more internets.
This reminds me of something from Farscape, like I've been watching lately.
Somebody
my-
loan Eddie some internet.
Larry, I'm in my car.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Are we having fun with the new car?
Yes, we are.
God.
Uh,
Ugh.
one
Eddie
one
is
thing
now
about-
helping us take our podcast on the road.
One thing about the
God damn
Last
it,
of Us,
Larry.
Kathleen, one thing about the Last of Us, Kathleen, I think the reason why they did that was because of Joel's daughter.
yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that was part of it. Yes, because there was that connection with his daughter. I just didn't like it. That's all.
That's fair. I
It
can
was-
understand that.
It was more of a cop out, but it kind of felt like, if you go back to his daughter, how he was trying to protect her, he might have been trying to think of the same thing with Ellie, that they, throughout this adventure, they got such a close bond, that it kind of felt like Ellie replaced his daughter, and he probably would have did the same thing even to his own daughter, because he cares about his baby girl. So he
That's
probably ended up, and the way that Naughty Dog write is very iffy. So they probably had that relationship, or that they probably had that emotion idea that they wanted to give to the player.
But didn't know how to
Makes
execute it.
sense.
I think it's done well for what it is. I mean, it's not a surprise. It wasn't a surprise to me at all. And people that were floored by it, I was kind of like, have you ever watched anything in your life? But you know,
Oh,
But-
you kind of got to think about it. There are some gamers who don't take narrative and story and
I
put
know.
it at,
I know.
That's true. Mhm.
I kind of envy them, honestly.
I do too.
but you gotta think about how video games has an impression on you. Do they last longer on you because a certain moment happened or you did something, or is it because a story is very time? A story in a video game could be classic and timeless, and that's what makes it. Than just doing something that may be only good for 10 or 15 seconds.
It's true.
Ooh, you know what? This raises an interesting question. Do developers take advantage of the fact that because you're playing and you have a more direct connection to what's happening with the story, do they take advantage of that and take the lazy route out in terms of writing? Whereas when you get into TV, film, cinema, they don't have that advantage and they
Some
have
do.
to dial up their skill
depends-
level.
It depends on the developer because Rockstar don't care about about story because no one talks about Rockstar game story.
No.
They'll talk about the environment and what they could do in it, and even if it's open world. Sleeping Dogs has a better story than any Grand Theft Auto game, and I think they took more care into the story than you just kung fuing and doing Batman stuff around in that open world. Whereas Square Enix, if you look at the Final Fantasy games, or even Chrono Trigger for that matter, where story is progressing the game, that narrative is important than a little bit of the gameplay. So, like Square Enix back in the day took like really major importance into their games. So I think it kind of depends on the developer.
I could see that. I think too, it's one of those things that honestly, that problem may have gotten progressively worse over the years as technology for games has progressed and the air quotes here immersion level has rapidly increased. That they're substituting the immersion for like actual depth of writing talent.
They
and-
substitute graphic fidelity for depth of writing.
Yeah, buddy.
Which is like they're like, oh, it's pretty, so you're not going to care.
Right.
And that, Rockstar does that, and Rockstar does that with a lot of systems they have in their games. Like, though, I think the game that actually, Red Dead Redemption 2 was probably the most story-heavy game they've had, other than maybe Max Payne, but no, that was Remedy. Sorry, that wasn't Rockstar. that was the Remedy one from that was better. But yeah, no, I see what you're talking about though.
Yeah, it's just when you get past all the fluff and when you really look at a game story, you'll be like, ugh, this story is cliche, janky, or it's like, oh, they really thought about this. They put a twist to this. And if when you pay close attention to narrative, it'll really stick out. That's why I kind of had a problem with people were just like, oh, the story in God of War was the best. I'm like, there's 50,000 games that's better than God of War with their story. There's stuff from the NES days that has a better story. Why are you, as a grown person or a person who now coming into video games, now want to talk about narrative when we all been talking about narrative for a long time? You guys didn't care about narrative then. Why you want to care about it now? Is it because it's a PlayStation game, PlayStation 4 first party game? Or is it that you're now feeling like you're getting older, now you want to take notice of what a story is in a narrative of a game?
Right. I don't know. I consider myself fortunate that I was raised on like good classic sci-fi. Yeah. And I had a really good established baseline for being very discerning in my fiction writing as to, this is trash, this is well written, and these are the differences in why, to be able to pick it apart. That's not to say that I don't enjoy, something good and trashy once in a while for the sake of it, but when it's trashy, I will fully admit, yeah, this is like popcorn trash, and it's entirely superficial, but I went into it knowing it, and that's what I wanted at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's nothing wrong with that, but for God's sakes, don't pretend a popcorn flick is the next, fucking, what the hell? Yeah, pick any classic at this point. So.
Schindler's List.
There you go. Your words, not mine.
No, I'm just using it because of the controversy about
that. Yeah.
I know. That's why I said your words, not mine.
Which I don't even understand why that was a controversy, because he wasn't directly described. He was describing it in the context of the feeling it gave him watching the movie.
All right.
That was a
Josh,
Twitter
blank.
The Twitter controversy. Who was it? That was Jason, not Jason Schreier and someone else.
Jason Kanata
from Kanata. Yep.
Yeah.
But then Jason Schreier jumped on him. He said something. What was it to the effect of playing The Last of Us 2 gave him the same feelings as watching Schindler's List. The way it was like a devoid world with no hope or something like that. And they jumped on him, saying, "How can you compare the Holocaust to The Last of Us 2?" And he's like, and Neil Druckmann and somebody else too jumped on and started like just ripping Jason Schreier apart.
God, people are.
And he even told him right out. They even told him at one point that Jason Schreier. They told him, "Jason, you're playing mean. You're a bully. Stop trying to put words in his mouth." He didn't say that.
But this is the thing about it. What is The Last of Us 2 had to do with Schindler's List? Of course, that would be.
No, but it didn't have anything to do with it. It was just the feeling that it gave him.
Exactly, and that's, I think that was the problem, because I'm still trying to research it, trying to see what the whole thing was, because everybody started joking about it. It's just like the Holocaust is a real life event, and there's different texts on it, but this was taken. People was
out of context. It was big, and Jason Schreier was the worst part about it. When you research this, you'll see this. He jumped. I mean, whatever happened to him, because he used to be a great journalist, but whatever happened to him now, I don't know why he has this, but he has this like chip on his shoulder that he's always trying to force his agenda or force what he thinks into stuff when that's not even what he said. I mean, and he knew it. Everybody knew what they were talking about, but they were trying to spin a different narrative.
I think the thing of the context was that in The Last of Us 2, because I've been playing it.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know,
I'm into it too a little bit.
I've been playing it, and it's the most part of this game has to deal with a revenge story. A little bit cliche revenge story, but very impressive. And Schindler's List is not a revenge story.
No.
So try to connect emotions between something that's really heart-wrenching because it affected a whole total race compared to one person seeing someone that they cared and race about get killed and going on a quest for revenge is two different things. I think the comparison that Jason Kanata made was bad. I know that he was trying to say, you're feeling something very emotional and something like that. But I think if he would have picked a different film that was more into drama and that dealt more with revenge, because the thing about it is, it's like, if I connect The Last of Us 2, I could connect it to The Punisher. Why? What's the theme about The Punisher? Someone came in and killed his family, and he's been out for revenge. Whether it's justified or not, his whole thing has also been for revenge. That's the same thing with The Last of Us, but just displayed in a different way. Something, Ellie saw something, and I don't want to ruin it. Ellie saw something that caused her to go on a revenge quest, whether it's justified or not. And so that connection should have been made instead of him saying something like Schindler's List. So, I will say the game is suppressed. The emotional beats I'm not feeling just yet. Partly because it's a seen there, been there, done that kind of stuff. But the gameplay is better. The world looks gorgeous in HDR. And I'm getting home and I can't wait to play more later on tonight. But I just want to state that because I'm still in the car.
I'm getting real tired. Like every time a game comes out and says that, we have a deep emotional narrative, I'm just automatically assuming I'm just signing up for playing like fucking schlock at that point. And it's just going to fall flat on its face because it fucking tried too hard. Now, on the other hand, give me a game that doesn't tout that shit and just says, it might get you in the feels.
Yeah. I think
and if
it does,
great. If not, no biggie. And I know what I'm in for. And those are usually the ones that actually do it well. I'm going to throw out Ori.
Yeah. And I think some of the problem too is that, like The Last of Us Part 2 is this, everyone knows it's going to be this epic story. And so they're just trying to pump it up as much as they can. And honestly, I think the controversy that's been happening with it left and right, from story-wise to whatever, I mean, people's own views people are stupid, some of them.
Yeah, this game just can't dodge fucking bad press.
But you know what? No press is bad. It sold the most of any, in the first weekend, it sold the most of any launch PS4 title this year. I mean, this whole generation so far.
It's sold more than Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it sold more than anything.
Jesus.
I mean, it's crazy.
But I think, and I think that had to deal with showing the people who spoiled the game, quote unquote, that they were still going to support and buy this game.
Well, I think honestly, some of the spoilers actually, or some of the things that came out, got people more interested in it. They wanted to say like, you know what, I want to see this for myself. I'm going to make my own mind up. I didn't even care about the spoilers. I didn't search them out or anything. I was going to play it regardless because I figured, since it's called The Last of Us Part 2, it's a direct continuation of the story from Part 1.
Right.
It's not Last of Us 2, it's Last of Us Part 2. And it is so far. It's a direct continuation, and they're taking some they're going, like Eddie said, they're going in some interesting directions that maybe it's kind of another kind of a hack story job, but I want to see what it goes. I want to see where it goes.
See if it manages to redeem itself by the end.
I mean, I'm enjoying myself, so for me, it's money well spent.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
I'm enjoying myself and I'm having fun with it. I like I just played The Last of Us, the remastered one last like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. So I'm like, I'm into it. I'm like ready to go again. The last time I played that was 2013, and that was a turbulent year for me. So it was like I had those memories of playing it before. Now that it's totally different experience this time around. Even though 2020 is still a turbulent year for everyone, but it was it's a little
Yeah.
less emotional for me than it was back then.
Right. A little
I
less
will say,
directly, shitting on you specifically.
Right.
I don't like the dodge mechanic in this game.
So far, I'm not
Like-
a big fan of it either.
Like, I'm like, this doesn't do nothing. But like the sneaking around, I think sneaking around
Fine.
and just attacking them where you can just outright kill them and stuff, I kind of like that. Like,
I like that a lot. So far, I'm liking that mechanic.
Mhm.
It's better than the first game did it. A lot better.
yes.
And one shot can kill, which is nice. If you hit him in the head, it actually matters.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of having to pump 5 bullets into somebody when you only have 6 bullets. So that's why I posted that meme with the brick, because I'm like, that's what I feel like every time I need more bullets. They're like, how about this brick? I'm like, no, I want bullets.
Right.
And I refuse to lower the difficulty. The one thing about this game too is accessibility is off the charts. If you want to talk about accessibility, you can make the screen bigger. You can magnify it. They said somebody that's legally blind can play this game. You can actually turn the colors of the enemies different, so you can see them if you're colorblind. You can do text to speech, speech to text. So any subtitles will be written out loud for you. You can do. I mean, there's like 100 different accessibility options. It's off the charts.
Nice.
I wonder, like, when you read the notes and stuff, does it? I wonder if that text.
It does. It does. I tried
does
it.
do it? Okay.
I turned it on, and if you hit read, it'll actually read it to you.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So I mean, for some people, that's what they need to enjoy these kind of games. And you can turn the difficulty level. There's like 5 or 6 different levels of difficulty, and then within those levels, you can actually tweak it some more. Even.
Yeah, I just did the normal.
That's what I did. Yeah.
difficulty. Yeah. I only place that I started really to die was, and you might have Abby, her.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
That part where Joe and Tom come and help her. and then
Oh,
all
so I
the stuff.
just got there tonight. So
Okay. Yeah, so then I won't say no more, but when you'll probably get into that area, if you die a lot, you'll see why. It's kind of weird or anything, but if you pass it, that's good. But that's the only part that I really died a lot. Everything else was like kind of ease. So
yeah, I mean it's a good game. It's fun.
I have a weird thought. Does anybody know if there's like any company out there that contracts its services out to developers and publishers to like take their game as they're finishing it and inject it with these kinds of accessibility options so that the dev or the publisher doesn't have to?
No, I think with The Last of Us, this was all Naughty Dog. They wanted to do
Right,
this.
but I feel like
But
there
I don't
should
think
be.
there is. I don't think there is.
right,
There should be.
I
there's
feel like there's a gap in the market that could easily be filled.
they normally hire people to come to their developer office, and like when they hire them, they actually are part of the development team, and that's their job to get that coded into the game. I don't think there's a particular place that's out there that does stuff like that. Maybe in movies, probably.
Oh, there
because
are.
there's so
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many different parts to it to make that one film. I think in games they kind of do it within one. I think what they probably do for some people, developers, I think they do hire disabled people to come in and play their game and see what it's like for their experience, and they take notes and then try to adjust the game to fit that experience to make it better, so that it is accessible for them to play. That's
Right.
just an assumption, my guess.
Like I'm just saying here, I feel like there's a gap in the market that somebody could totally get on, where you could very specifically seek out to hire a collective of disabled gamers with various disabilities, and market that out to major AAA devs and go, hey, we've got an entire roster of people, where they have disabilities that run the gamut. We can bring them in and see how your game plays with this and what may need to be tweaked or adjusted to make it workable to reach a broader audience and make it accessible for these folks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel like this should be a thing. I'm honestly a little disappointed that nobody's gotten on this.
Well, there's a problem because all these companies deal with different budgets. They deal with different size games. They deal with different time windows. They deal with, there's a bazillion other things that they're trying to figure out too. And
Right.
And there really hasn't been that linchpin thing that says this is a standard. Like if one of the platform holders, Microsoft, Xbox, or Sony said, this is a standard for every game. This is what needs to happen in every game that is published on this title. At minimum, you need to have disability options for colorblind people or whatever.
Right.
Then you would start seeing stuff like that, I think.
But this is the thing. Microsoft has the controller to do all of that.
I know they do.
All the platform holders do, really.
They do, but Microsoft's controller is more accessible to disabled people. Where there's
Agreed.
like, you can plug in, and if you want to breathe to move a character, you can. Like, Microsoft has the controller, and it should be, that controller should be available to be played on Switch and PlayStation. Heck, the Game Boy Advance it should be able to be played on if they want to.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. So I'm just saying, I think there's a missed opportunity out there waiting for somebody to grab it.
Totally.
That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, you know what? While I got you on the line, Eddie, what in the flying fuck nuts have you been playing?
well, The Last of Us 2, or Part 2, has been one. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I've been playing also for PlayStation 4. Picked up Scale Attack for a Switch. Really enjoying that. Like, been learning the controls to get a little bit better at
What
that.
was it?
Scale Attack.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the one published by Konami.
Yeah, that
developed
looks
by-
fucking dope.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It takes a while to get used to the controls, but it's a cool game. It's a really nice platformer. And Bento, it's a puzzle game where you play as a mom cat who making bento boxes. So it's a puzzle game that you have to match. It's addictive. It's so good, and it's easier, but it'll make you think. And it's like I only paid like $4 for it, so it's not a bad
Okay.
puzzle game. It's really, really nice. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild, getting further into that. I have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I have the collection, but haven't started that game because I was started playing other stuff. Xbox One, I'm playing. PS4, I'm also playing Darksiders, the War Master Edition. So I just finished the first dungeon. I got to play a little bit more of that. For Xbox, I'm doing Rise of the Tomb Raider on Survival, so it's on the hardest difficulty, and I'm about halfway done with that. So,
Seriously.
giving myself a really good. Huh? What'd you say?
You're seriously halfway done. I couldn't even. I'm not that good anymore. I can't do those kind of games on Survivor or whatever difficulty.
Well, this because I finished the first Tomb Raider. I'm just like, let me play Rise and let me give myself a really challenge. So I'm playing on Survival, and it's not that hard. I've died here and there, but I've like got back up again and just pop, hit them in the head with the arrow and everything. So I'm doing good. I've been working hard to build all my levels up. Because I got most of the achievements in there. I think the only one I need is a little bit here and there and doing some extra things, but I could like doing the easy mode if I want to. But let's see. Play Watch Dogs 2 on PS4. because it was cheap, and I'm just like, you know what? Since I got the first game on PS4, might as well get the collector and everything. So I picked that up. That's pretty much it. I know I bought two games on PS4 today, or at the time of this recording, but I don't know. I forgot what they were. They were like really cheap. Like some SNK games. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing at this time. I'm really trying to finish The Last of Us Part 2, and then really get back into my backlog and finish a whole tons of games. And I'm trying to finish Breath of the Wild because, since I'm halfway through there, I just need to get the Master Sword and do the last two champions and then fight Ganon. So I got a lot of work cut out for me, but I could do it. Oh,
Eddie, you sound like you're just perpetually digging in your glove box looking for something.
Oh, sorry. And Shantae and the Seven Cyrus. I'm still in my car. When we go on break,
I know, I can tell.
I'm sorry. When we go to break, I'll get on to my computer and stuff.
Right on. You've got a full plate as per usual. So, Michael, what have you been disappointed by this week?
As I said, I finished. I'm still messing with Bayonetta 2. I finally managed to unlock the battling. What's his name? Rodan. Yeah, and he fucked my shit up sideways pretty goddamn quick. So I'm pretty much like, well, I saw it. I've done pretty much everything in the game I want to do, so I'm pretty much done with it at this point. I think I've got like 3 stages left to actually finish it on the hardest difficulty is called Infinite Climax mode. Because she's a hooker, don't ever forget that. And so like I said, once I finish those 3 stages, just to say, yeah, I've beaten it on every difficulty. Like, I don't care about, 100%ing it on getting platinum on everything because, yeah, I don't hate myself that much at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right on.
Like, I've enjoyed it. Like, I think this one is a much better game than the first one was. Because they streamlined a lot of things. They made a lot of little things just more accessible. Plus, one of the weapons you get is a chain chomp. So, yeah, she literally just shackles it to her leg and just runs around and it chases her. And if you're standing still, it just nips at enemies and shit like that. But also, you can actually make it attack and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun.
Chain chomp.
Does it make fun sounds? What sound does it make? Tell me it sounds like a dog.
It barks. It barks.
Yes!
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like,
Sounds like a chain chomp.
yeah, it barks and like what else? There's a lot of little details. Like the Nintendo details are phenomenal. Like if you're wearing the Princess Peach dress or the Daisy dress, her Wicked Weave attacks, which is basically her like hair demon attacks, are Bowser. Like,
Nice.
they're Bowser's limbs.
Nice.
If you have the single-bladed katana out and you're wearing the Link costume, the katana changes to the Master Sword and she gets the shield.
Nice.
With the what's it called? If you're playing the Samus suit, your like dash gun is the morph ball, and you can actually drop bombs.
Okay.
You can actually drop bombs, and like there's, as I said, just there's one set of weapons that are literally chainsaws. Okay, and you get 4 of them, and you can attach them to both your arms and your legs. And if you attach them to your feet, instead of running, now she just rides on the chainsaw blades.
Yes.
And it's so over the top, but it's so, as I said, it's a lot more fun than the first one was mainly because the first one had that like the Devil May Cry games, if you're penalized for using items or anything like that,
Right.
they dropped that completely. You can
Thank
use
God.
all the items you want as long as you don't continue. You're not penalized for it.
Good.
So don't get hit. That's the whole plan, and that's how I've been getting through the climax mode. Is there's one item that makes you fucking invincible for a while. So I'm just spamming the shit out of those. But as I said, like I've had a lot of fun with it. I'm actually really looking forward to the third one now, because I've held off on this game for so long because the first one, getting through it was more of an ordeal than I was happy with. Whereas, like the Devil May Cry games, as I said, I don't have the patience to 100% those anymore. Not since the third one. And the Devil May Cry games, it's not a real Devil May Cry unless they make me buy it at least twice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I've bought
Same
every
applies for
single one of them.
Darksiders.
Yeah. Well, like the Devil May Cry's, I think I've bought every single one of them, with the exception of the fifth one, at least 3 times. And I had the whole issue that I completely 100% of the third one. Like, platinumed everything, unlocked everything on the what was it, PlayStation 3? 2, maybe? Fuck, I don't remember. And then, like, they released it on the next system, and I bought it thinking, oh, fuck yeah. And then I looked at it and realized nothing is there. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. So I played through it just to see it again. And I was like, all right, good enough. And as I said, the first Bayonetta is very much like that. It it was a good game and a lot of fun, but there are certain aspects of it that just weren't fun. Whereas this one makes the game a lot more accessible. So the second one is a lot more fun.
First one is like fun once. There's enough
Yeah.
holding it back that you don't want to do it again.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I actually
You're better
decided.
off enjoying the memory.
Yeah. Well, I actually decided I wanted to play through the first one again. And remember, I bought the super deluxe
Yeah.
version of the, So I was like, oh, and it had the little card unscratched. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And I scratched it off and put in the code, and the code did not work because it's the UK version of the game.
Now, you could always just sign up a UK Switch account.
More trouble than it's worth.
Actually, not that horrifically difficult, dude.
Meh.
I'm just saying. Plus, then it's honestly not a bad idea to have a UK and a Japanese account, because then you get access to region-only or region-specific games
Yep.
that they have in their eShop. Not to mention, you can take advantage of their sales, because their sales differ from ours.
Now, in order to do that, does it mean I have to, like, sign out of mine or something?
No.
Because, like, I don't want to have to, in order to play a specific game, have to literally kind of sign out of everything and have to go to this other. That's too much of a pain in the ass.
Nope, not at all.
I might have to have you walk me through it then.
There's plenty of tutorials.
Meh.
It's 5 minutes worth of work at best. If
Oh.
nothing else, it's 5 minutes worth of work to get your free game.
Yeah, true.
There you
If
go.
although knowing my dumbass, I probably threw the card away.
I'd be shocked if you did, honestly.
I'm
That would
I'm
stun me. Like, that kind of shit stays in the case for me, even if it's...
You know
been
what? Actually,
Yeah.
you're right. It probably is still in the case.
Say...
I'll check in a minute.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
but yeah, that's what I've been playing.
nice. I can get
I'm
behind that.
honestly thinking I may start Darksiders 2 on the Switch
Yeah.
next, just because. Like, I went through. I remember about a month or so ago, I went through the first Darksiders on there to see if the audio issues were happening.
Right.
And they didn't have like, and I actually because last time we recorded with just Eddie and Josh and I, we Eddie mentioned that he was playing Darksiders, and I told him like the whole audio issue where it gets so bad at some point that the cutscenes will literally just stop and glitch out, and then it'll just kick you back to the game on the PlayStation 4. And I think the Xbox version does the same thing. So I wanted to know if the Switch version did that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So
Switch version is Ultimate.
yeah, but they don't have Darksiders 3 for the Switch yet.
I'm sure it's coming.
It probably is. Which is gonna piss me off because then in order to get there, I'll have to fucking play through it again. And, fucking Dark Souls type games. Yeah.
Now, on the other hand, though, I can't really be mad at any of the re-releases for any Darksiders because we have to take a minute and acknowledge how great THQ's remaster puns are for like all their fucking games.
Fair
They're
enough.
all
Kingdom of
fantastic.
Amalur, the re-reckoning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Speaking of THQ, I actually noticed. Remember, I told you, Josh, that I pre-ordered Biomutant like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out that the first of all, remember I showed you that there's like an ultra special $400 edition.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
No. But
no,
I'm
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I have the statue version of it pre-ordered. The price has went up since I pre-ordered it. It's
Ooh.
doubled.
Really?
God
Yeah,
damn.
the version I have, because Amazon basically says whatever you
You pre-order it at, you get
Right.
it at.
yeah,
And it's
you-
119 or something like that.
It's $109 now.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like
I got
200. Yeah, it's $200
Wow.
now.
Okay, cool. I won't
That's if
cancel
it never
mine.
actually fucking comes out. But
Yeah, I know.
Eventually, one day, maybe.
It's supposed to be this year. I mean, they're still saying it's coming out in 2020.
Right.
I don't think we'll get it this year. But,
No, it's going to be like
I-
first quarter 2021.
I'm thinking spring or early summer next year.
I could see
Comes
that.
with free coronavirus.
Right. Oh well.
Yeah.
What have I been playing? I've been piddling around with two games primarily in the last couple of days, actually. I've been playing. First of all, I've been playing Bomb Chicken. Bomb Chicken is fucking great, dude.
Bomb Chicken sounds like a song.
It should be.
It's like a shitty pop punk song, sung by Phoenix TX.
So, Bomb Chicken is actually this fantastic little cartoony-esque platformer. It's it's all pixel artwork, which is par for the course with just about anything I enjoy these days. But I don't know. I'm just being honest here. But in any case, so imagine Bomberman, except it's a 2D side-scroll platformer, and instead of Bomberman, he's a chicken.
Yeah, that's not coalescing in my brain meats right now.
God damn it, Larry. Now I'm thinking of that one song.
Oh, Chicken Attack?
Fuck it! I hate the fact that you ever showed me that.
Oh, Zoe loves that shit. She totally will sing along to that.
Oh, I will, and I'm singing to it in my head, and I'm actually trying not to hum it, but God damn it!
Woo.
No. Let's not start. Continue.
So, anyways, but yeah, you play this fat, adorable, floofy chicken that walks around and it lays bombs instead of eggs, and it can't jump, and so you have to lay stacks of bombs in order to get up over ledges and shit and be able to clear gaps. And yes, the bombs can hurt you if you're touching them when they go off. That's all the clearance you need, is so long as you're not touching the damn thing when it goes off. You also have the ability to lay a bomb, walk off of it, and then kick it into stuff. It's really good. It's solidly challenging. I'm enjoying the shit out of it, and it's goofy and it's funny.
It doesn't
So-
sound terrible.
It's really not.
How much was it?
I got a physical, but the digital is probably like $15-20.
I'll wait.
There's a fair amount of. Think in the vein of like Mutant Mud's level of amount of content. There's a lot there.
I have had that for years and have never played it.
I really liked it. Honestly, if you're going to play Mutant Mudds, though, you should be playing it on the 3DS. Like, the 3DS is really the only correct and acceptable way to play Mutant Mudds. I'm just saying.
Meh.
I'm serious. That's one of those games where the stereoscopic 3D really kind of makes a world of difference to how it presents.
Well, I don't have the 3DS anyway. I go and get the new 2DS thing.
Oh, that's right. You did, didn't you?
Yeah. 3D shit fucks with me, so
But
because my eyes are amazing.
all the same, Mutant Mudds is still a really solid game too. But yeah, Bomb Chicken's been a whole lot of fun, honestly. I'm really enjoying the shit out of it. It's just weird and goofy. And you're trying to escape from BFC, Bomb Fried Chicken.
Wow.
They need to combine that with Explosion Man.
Right. There, you kind of get a little bit of that vibe in there, just a touch. But, so yeah, been playing Bomb Chicken, and my latest like super arcadey fixation is I picked up and I've been playing a bunch of Smash Run on Switch.
Mhm.
Smash Run, yes. So it's like I was telling Josh, it'll definitely scratch that that Race the Sun itch in a big way.
I don't know what Race the Sun is either.
Oh.
So it's kind of an infinite run. Yeah, it's kind of an infinite runner where it's just see how long you can last avoiding obstacles type deal. Go for high score, go for distance, go for time, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's like that kind of mixed with a touch of almost F-Zero in the sense that it's all inside of a cylindrical tube, and so you're able to rotate a full 360 degrees.
Wait, kind of like those old Sonic levels?
Kind of, but instead of a half pipe, it's a full 360 pipe.
Weird.
So it's really good. It's I'm enjoying the shit out of it, honestly.
Well, what was this called?
Smash Run. And it's dirt cheap. It's a couple dollars. So
Get on board
So-
with that.
yeah, no, solidly worth the enjoyment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not especially proficient at it, but I'm still enjoying the shit out of it. So there's that. So, matter of fact, let's see here. Yeah, stop that. But yeah, that's been a fixation. Honestly, like last night, when we got home, Zoe was tired as shit, and she just wanted cuddles, and I still wanted to play. I wasn't done piddling around with Smash Run yet, so she just cuddled up with me, and I threw on Smash Run. So I had she was on one arm, I'm playing with the other, because all you need is the goddamn joystick. That's it. It's a one-handed game, to which I have some minor complaints, because like I was saying, or like I started to say too earlier, is that it's not super deep. Not by a long shot. It's a pretty honestly shallow game. However, whereas Race the Sun has a few things going for it mechanics wise, you can customize your bird and give it some, items to help it out a little, that kind of shit. Smash Run has none of that. So far, I've found one power up called the magnet that pulls in the little crystal orbs, and that's it. So that's what I've been able to work out thus far. And I mean, you can't really see the ship. Here, I've thrown it up on the screen so you can kind of see what's going on here if you're watching the video. Yeah, see, I'm making it happen.
Black.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just black.
Weird. I don't know what the hell happened.
There we go.
There we
Did
go.
it come up? Hey,
Yep.
there it is. So yeah, it's just it's a tube runner, and it's just an infinite randomly generated, and there's a whole bunch of different like patterns for the designs and everything. So you're not just like staring at the same visual aesthetic over and over again. Really, the only constant is like the glass panels are always that like purple there.
Wait. So you don't actually see your character; you just kind of avoid obstacles.
Yeah, this is it. You're looking at it.
Okay.
It's kind of pretty too.
It is. So it's super mellow, and again, it's not a big brain thinker. That said, I've got a couple of nitpicks. I wouldn't have minded there being a little more depth to it, but I would have, if they had done it, I would have liked it to be optional where I could play like stupid mode, like just this. But I would also like there to be an option to turn on some deeper stuff. The soundtrack could use a little more to it because I think there's one, maybe like 2 tracks. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad and it's a decent loop. It's just background. But given the aesthetic here, there was a big missed opportunity for like a really great like trance soundtrack here that just didn't happen. You know, we could have brought in some decent unknown artists and given them a spotlight there for a minute would have been great. I'm sure a lot of them probably would have been very inexpensive to license, honestly. I'm kind of wondering why they didn't. Wipeout was really good about that back in the day, back on the PS1.
Yeah.
God, Wipeout had an awesome soundtrack with that shit.
Connecticut did too, actually.
It did.
Yeah, I missed that soundtrack.
And I mean,
it looks very much like a screensaver, Larry.
Yeah, kind of. Honestly, it's an interactive screensaver. Fuck it,
Yeah.
why not? I'm okay with it though. Wow. So, like I said, couple dollars. Now, the other piece that I think would have really been great here is some control options. I'm not always super big on it, but in this particular instance, I would have really, as I sit here dying, I would have really liked a motion control option. Like, honestly, this game is so one-handed, I would have liked to be able to have the option to take a Joy-Con and put it upright like a joystick and just be able to kind of, back and forth like that to steer the damn thing. I think that would have been great. That way I could literally just kind of lay there and be like, yeah, and work it. So, now, God, the one thing that really gets me with this game, like, it messes with my OCD a little, is that it feels like the game is occasionally leading you into thinking that there is a 100% correct, perfect line through the tube to get everything. But I'm also reasonably convinced there isn't. But it gives you little moments where you're almost certain that there is. And then you see something that goes, nah, it's not possible. But I would love to see, have an option to be able to turn a line on and see what the ideal line would be and see if I could follow it. I think it'd be interesting. And to your note, Michael, it should have a screensaver mode. It should have an autoplay mode where it can just play itself to perfection.
Kind of surprised it doesn't, actually.
I know, I am too. It makes me a little sad, but I mean, it is what it is. For $3 to $5, I wasn't mad. I've enjoyed it. I've definitely gotten my $3 to $5 worth out of it, and then some, and I will continue to do so. And it has leaderboards, so there. But yeah, that's Smash Run.
Okay,
that's the thing I've been playing. I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. So. But yeah, I think that's primarily what I've been playing. I can't think if there was anything else. Now I've got to stop and think for a second. I bought a couple other things. Oh, yeah. What else? It's been a few weeks, but we haven't done it in a while, at least I haven't. But played some Fast RMX since I last got to chat with y'all. I forgot how much awesome that game is.
I need a sequel for him. It's been too long.
Dude, Fast RMX was a sequel.
Right, I want another sequel.
I do too. That shit holds up so well, dude. Even in multiplayer, that frame rate stays butter smooth and locked. Oh my god, it's fucking impressive. Oh yeah, I played Mulaka. Yeah, it's
Wait for a sale.
maybe on a good sale, but God, don't ever pay full price for that shit. It's got its moments, but not nearly enough. And I've been playing some Gris with friends, showing it to a couple of people because my art book came in, and oh my god, this book is fucking gorgeous.
You know, I got to come see it. You know, when I come to in August, I got to see it. I'm going to
this
drool
book is
over
so
it.
pretty. Like, dude, I legit want to get like a fancy book stand with like a glass cover thing to be able to have it on display. It's so pretty. It's beautiful, hardbound. Came with like piano sheet music for the theme song and the package. Yeah, no, it's stunning. So worth the dollars I paid.
Is it hardback?
Oh god, yes.
Hardback cover?
Yeah. It's upstairs. Yeah, like there's a like a half slip cover for it that's actually like physically attached to the big like unfold box that it comes in.
Yeah.
So it's all like one big it's Jesus, like wow. Just amazing. Also recorded, I gotta clip them together. I had some recording issues, but did get recordings in done for some unboxings for Sexy Brutal, Dark Devotion, and everything inside was pretty. But let me tell you, I was even more disappointed once I took the shrink off and opened up and had my hands on the box for Blasphemous.
Really?
That was really disappointing. Now, again, it took a little coaxing because apparently they weren't going to fucking volunteer it like they should have if they knew something was wrong. Yeah. But honestly, I skipped the purchase from them because of it.
Really?
Yeah, I was on the fence about Blaster Master.
I was too.
That came
I
in.
said, forget it.
Yeah, when that came in, I'm like, yeah, nope, not this one. Maybe next time I'll think about it again, but not on that one. Nope.
I still need to come pick that up from you.
Yep, it's here. But that said, though, after some solid nudging about it, they did say they're aware of the problem and they're having replacements made, and that they will ship them out to me once they have them in hand, but they don't currently have an ETA for in hand for those. So,
how is the sword?
It's pretty. It's
Okay.
I mean, it's not huge, but what is there is actually pretty well done.
Right.
I think I thought it was good.
I did too. I would have loved if it had had a small stand.
It doesn't?
You could 3D print one, I guess.
Probably. So it would make for a very impressive letter opener.
See if I can custom make the Penitent 1 figure.
That'd be kind of dope.
Probably wouldn't be too difficult.
Honestly, I could totally see like First for Figures doing an amazing Penitent 1. God,
Yeah,
that's
$600.
Yeah, but it would probably be $600 awesome though too.
Yeah,
knowing their work. We'll never own it, but it'll be fucking cool.
Yeah. Then again, I recently paid, I think it was $500 for a Megatron figure that doesn't transform.
Well, there you have it.
Which I won't get until I think October.
Wow.
Yeah, let's not even talk about Unicron.
Yeah. Well, the Unicron figure was only $650.
Only.
It's bigger than your daughter. Shut up. And this thing
it's
transforms and doesn't poop.
Jeez.
Well.
That
So,
you know of.
Right.
If I have to fucking change
What if it
Unicron's
shits
diaper,
out little
I'm
Energon
burning down
turds?
everything.
It's gonna shit out little Energon turds.
Wow.
No,
That's
better
just the
yet,
ultimate middle finger.
Better yet, considering Unicron eats other beings for sustenance and power, it should just shit out little dead double A's. That's a suitable form of waste.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Michael, I was browsing today, and I can't see how much it's currently knocked off, but I know Exception is apparently on sale again. So if you haven't picked it up, Exception's one that you liked.
Exception?
Yeah, on Switch.
I
It's
don't
got
remember.
kind of like think N++.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
now I
It's on
remember.
sale. Yeah, it's on sale. So I figured I'd toss that out there for you.
I may do that. I already got fucking 30 games that I bought and haven't touched yet. I need to go back to that. I forget what
Only
the fuck
30?
it was called.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
It's
No,
not.
like, what was that one I started a while back? Pan something or other? You had started it, and like you didn't know-
and Kapu.
yeah. Like I got stuck at a boss and then decided to. What was
Stop.
no, I think it was the Final Fantasy came out.
Stop.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. So, with all that said, I think that means right now is a great time.
no.
Well,
no,
no,
guys.
no.
Why do you always forget Josh?
I know. I was like gonna say,
were
where's
on-
Josh's games?
I swear we threw Josh in because isn't that how we got to the whole Last of Us thing?
No,
were just
he
talking-
asked me a question about the game because I said I
He's-
hadn't played it. He asked me a question, and then you guys went off on a tangent. Josh
That's how we
got.
derailed. I
It
couldn't
wasn't
remember.
me
Like,
though. It wasn't me who
I'm
derailed
not saying
it.
it was you that
Eddie
derailed
again.
it. Well, see, now I'm blaming Eddie.
I take the blame.
It just derailed so hard, and Josh's commentary was so solid on it. My brain was like, "We're on Josh."
Yeah,
Josh
that's what I've been playing the last week. I mean, the last few days. I've been playing that and the first one. So, I mean, really, I'm not playing much other than that. I have a lot
It
of
felt
games
like we
to
had
play.
essentially covered what you had been playing.
I
in the
thought
midst
so
of
too.
that.
These guys, though, you know.
Hey, hey, listen.
Never miss a
He
chance to
mentioned
give me a hard time.
No, it's not that. It's just that the last time
We did.
We
schedule
missed
it. Yeah,
we missed it, so we're not going to miss it again, Larry.
I've been playing a few other little things here and there, but not any like significant time. I did the Iron Man VR demo, which I enjoyed. I might actually pick that up. I thought it was.
Tell me about this, by the way, because you dropped some commentary, and I kind of had the initial feedback on that thought, but I want to know more about this actually.
So the demo is one level of the game, and it's basically the tutorial
Okay.
to get you to kind of like how to fly, because you have to use the move controllers, and they're like your hands, where
Yeah.
the thrusters. So you can jet boost fast, and you can shoot with the hands as well, like the repulsor that they have. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a little difficult, but like you said, you think it should be, right?
Right.
And it's not overly difficult. It's just a little different because you're in the 3D space. It is a game that is totally 360, so you can turn right around in the game, which a lot of VR games you can, but then they'll tell you, hey, turn back. This one does have a little icon that pops up if you happen to turn all the way around that says, hey, you're turning around, make sure the cable's not
Right,
tangled
back.
around you. Right, because it could tangle around you, because the PlayStation camera tracks the headset and everything, so
Yeah.
it knows where you are. I mean, I didn't have any control, and I don't have the biggest space for VR here in this room, especially with all this crap I got laying around right now. But I didn't have a problem with it. The demo was super responsive, super I really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna probably pick this up when comes out. I'll probably wait a little bit, pick it up a little later. And I played some more VR stuff too. I played Beat Saber again, which I don't know why I'm getting into that, but it's a fun game. It reminds me of like when we played like back in the day, we played Guitar Hero on PS2. It's that kind of game, it's just fun. So I was playing that, and I was mistakenly telling myself it was kind of like exercise, which it really isn't, but I was sweating. So I thought,
it's more like coordinated flailing.
I was sweating, and that was the one thing about the Iron Man VR game is they tell you can play it sitting down or standing up. I just thought it would be really weird to be sitting down, but although it might alleviate that spinning around thing if you're sitting down. So
I'm very surprised that the VR setup isn't wireless. Like,
oh no, none of them are. There's one for even for the PC. There's one that's kind of wireless, but this first generation of VR, none of it's wireless. This it's just it's off the headset. It's off the back of the headset. It's extremely long cord, but it's they do make like a little cable thing. It's not PlayStation, but they like hook it to the wall.
About. Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah,
as I said, I'm just really shocked that they wouldn't have just started wireless.
I don't think it was there. It was just the tech wasn't there. It cost too much.
I've never actually seen any of the VR stuff in real life. I was
only in virtual reality.
Oh my god! Why are we friends?
Only you can answer that question.
What pisses me off is how smug he gets about it.
Wow!
Don't react. You just
can't
learn
help
not to react. Oh,
yeah, well, the problem is
he doesn't have that ability.
It derails everything. My brain literally screeches to a halt and just goes, "You motherfucker!"
And I watched a lot. I've been watching a lot of 3D movies on my VR headset. That's about it.
Cool.
Going through this
fun.
They're going through this 3D movie kick again. I got all these 3D movies, so I'm just like put one in, start watching. Like Aquaman in 3D is really cool. That kind of stuff.
When are we getting Waterworld in 3D?
When ice caps melt and we're all sitting here in water.
That's the grand finale for 2020.
No,
oh God, I hope. I have to move then and save my game at the same time.
Just load it all onto the raft now.
Just be like what I could grab. I don't know what I would grab,
Ooh. Yeah, let's not even go down that rabbit hole.
No. Maybe I just saran wrap the entire room and just hopefully it holds.
Put it in a big Tupperware container. Make sure you burp it.
One of those Ziploc bags where you have to put the vacuum on it. And just
There you go.
suck the whole house into there and it'll be fine.
Yeah, like vacuum seal freezer bags. Yep, definitely.
Yep. But I mean, that's like really all I've been playing. I've been just dorking around with a lot of.
Remember,
crap.
You got to dehydrate it first.
I just got the mental image of having clothing made out of that shit.
Wow.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna throw this out there. Tonight we're gonna run this just a touch differently because we've definitely gone solidly long, and I know somebody begged for a mercifully swift death tonight. I'm gonna toss out the two news bullet points that caught my interest this week, and then we'll call it a day. We got a double hitter in news this week, or today, very specifically, actually. We got the reveal for Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Which looks like Crash. Yeah. Kind of solidly looks like Crash Bandicoot.
He's back. He's back.
That's kind of it. I didn't watch the whole thing to get to see Alf, but I'll probably go back and see it again or watch the rest of it because fucking Alf. Duh.
Wait, what? Like
Yeah.
Alf, as in the
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is in the new Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
Does not compute.
I'll send you a link. Beyond that, we finally got the first fighter of Fighter Pass 2 for Smash Brothers. unveiled today. We knew it was going to be an ARMS character. The question was, were they going to go with, the stock generic representation of ARMS with, Spring Man and Ribbon Girl? And they did not. I was kind of, maybe expecting they might go a little off the beaten path and get into the like some of the side characters. Like I think DNA Man would have been a fun one. I really enjoyed him. Or go like way down the road with the DLC with like Twintel. Go for that whole extra sex appeal thing. But no, they kind of met in the middle ground and rocked out Min Min. So, which Min Min kind of looks hella cool.
You know who they need to add to
really fun
ARMS?
fighter in that.
I love the
Doll
trailer
Sheep.
to that.
They need to add Beetlejuice to ARMS. Remember the part in the movie where his arms got into the smashy things? They need to make that in ARMS.
Now, see, I agree with that. I also firmly believe that Dalshim should have been a DLC character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck did that never happen? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You mean Dalsim, not Dalshin?
I don't
Who's
care. Deal with it.
Who's Dalshin?
Deal with it.
That's the female version of Dalsim?
Deal with it. I don't care. And think about it too. There's no good reason this could not have happened because we've got Street Fighter characters in Smash.
Oh, yeah.
We've already built that fucking bridge. Why was it not there?
Because ARMS is a new IP. Why
So?
would they need someone from? Why would they need Dalsim? Who's gonna play Dalsim in a new IP?
I would have.
For the record,
Really?
Eddie, it
Fuck
actually
yes,
is
I would've
pronounced
rocked that.
Dulcim.
Suck it.
Dalsim?
It's actually pronounced Dulcim.
Right.
Yes.
He was saying SH.
Was
He
he?
said Dalshim. Sheen. He didn't
Oh.
say Dalsim.
Yes, Dulcim.
Well, see, we're all wrong. Fuck it. So, but no, I think it would have been dope, and I think it would have brought a little extra notoriety to ARMS, honestly. Not to mention for the rest of us that already had it, we would have been over the fucking moon, because that would have been awesome.
Right.
And additionally, there should have been a practice mode where you get to beat the shit out of the wacky waving arm inflatable tube guy.
Yes. And they should add Plastic Man and Mr. Fantastic in there just for the fuck of it.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I wholly agree with this 100%. So, Elongated Man from DC would have been a good call, too.
Just any character that's their whole shtick.
Yeah, basically. I would have been okay with this. Maybe get in a Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Wow.
Just saying.
Only if Mr. Fantastic's and Elastigirl from The Incredibles. Only if his super attack is a headbutt.
Yeah. I'm okay with this. So, but yeah. Thoughts, input? These are the news highlights of the day.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Arms
Crash
character.
Bandicoot 4 and ARMS.
Arms.
And Smash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like I said, I like the trailer to it. I want to go to Nintendo Noodle Shop. I was laughing at that. I'm like, wow, they did a fantastic job with this trailer. It's like, this is really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely be a learner. And it's good that they started out with the first female for the DLC. Because now I wonder who else they're gonna go with now for this. Because I think they said, I think they now have 6 players instead of 5. I think someone was showing that they added another player to the second season. So
Maybe.
it'll be interesting to see.
Also, for the record, keep in mind, Min Min coming in as a DLC fighter now means that Spirit Fighters or Spirits from Ultimate are officially on the table because Min Min was a spirit and she's now coming in as full-fledged fighter.
It was shocking to see like the Fallout boy or Fallout guy in it.
Yeah,
as
that
a
actually
big
looked
character.
really cool. That looked actually really well done.
Yeah, and then Tekken, I'm like
Oh
Hachi.
boy, yeah.
Wait, what?
What? The Tekken costume?
Oh, no.
Yeah, for the Mii fighters, they were showing all the 5 new costumes that came to it. For it. I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. With it and everything. I really thought Arms 2 was going to get announced, but I'll just have to wait.
Oh well.
Hmm.
I would
I
like
have-
to see one more Arms game before the Switch goes away.
Yeah, I think they're working on one.
I hope so.
They're not working on a new Nintendo system, are they?
Not yet.
You could about be guaranteed they're working on something.
Oh, yeah, but
Well, they're probably going to do like what they did with the 3DS. You're going to get like a newer, more powerful machine. It's going to be the
See.
Switch and blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. They just haven't done it yet. Haven't said anything because their Switch is selling so much. I mean, why would you change it?
right.
Right.
Meh.
I just, like I said before, I think when these new consoles come out and we see what they can do with the zero load time and all this stuff, that the Switch is going to look a lot older, and they may start thinking about some kind of revision on that point.
Not so
I
much.
don't
I don't think.
care.
Because the problem
Yeah.
is trying to get third-party games that are being made for these new consoles will not be ported anymore.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
But some of these people, that's what they want. They want, their Witcher 3 on the go and all this stuff.
But then,
And-
it doesn't make no sense that if you have a Series X and PlayStation 5 and every third-party game is running 30 frames per second, and
Right.
still like 1080 or a little bit, not even it's a 4K.
That
So
has that has an interesting thing. I think that's honestly being held back by PC at this point, because these minimum spec games on PC are all minimum spec for a mechanical hard drive, like a 7200 RPM hard drive.
Right.
And when the consoles are going to have SSDs on them, so they're actually going to be always making to the lowest spec, and the lowest spec is going to be a minimum requirement PC for at least for the first year.
Yeah.
And until they all of a sudden say, you know what, you need an SSD on PC too, and they'll just develop for it, and then then we'll see a big jump. But like everything, it's going to take a year or two.
Yeah, I think before you really utilize PlayStation 5 and Xbox, I think it's gonna be 2 years. I think it's gonna be 23.
Oh yeah,
I think Switch is 3 years because it's 2020. I think Switch, like Nintendo and those games will be fine because I think still people want the physical. It's still gonna be more about the experience than the graphics. Because the thing about it is that you're showing me a beautiful game that is a cutscene. This is not the actual gameplay that's running. Like I always wonder how many people are ready, financially ready for next gen. Like, do you have the 4K, 60 frames or 120 hertz or whatever TV? Are you ready to spend more to get like accessories and everything? And then what games are you going to get? Are you going to still get the same gen games that you've been playing for years on the past systems? Or are you going to go out your way and try new stuff for it?
We're gonna launch with last year's Madden.
Pretty
Pretty
much.
much.
If you can get that, I wonder. They made that game for the Switch, the Tokyo 2020 Olympic game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's like a rare game because now they didn't have the Olympics,
Right.
and I'm wondering if it's
Um,
going to be like a collector's thing.
Probably. Well, depending if it's physical, depending if the physical
the one
version,
for
yes.
the one for the Switch.
For
they
Switch.
released.
The physical version, yeah, that's
And I
very
kicked-
rare.
Here's a collector's note. I kicked myself for this. There was a guy over here in my town. He was selling Doom. He had it listed on the marketplace. The physical cartridge for the Switch. He
Yeah.
wanted like $20 for it,
Okay.
and I just
Wow.
didn't get. Well, because it's over $100 now.
Is it
Because-
really?
Well, because here's why. Because most of the cases you open up now, all they have is a download code inside.
Yeah.
Really?
There's no physical Switch
Physical.
Doom cartridge
Fuck.
being made.
I didn't
because
realize
Bethesda-
that had changed.
They're
Yeah, but
extremely
that's a-
limited.
Yeah, Bethesda's been doing a lot of that with Switch. That they'll have the box copy, but when you buy it and you take it home, it's the digital code.
It's a digital code. Yep.
And you got to like keep up with the news on which game is going to be a digital code, because they won't tell you that, because I think that happened to Wolfenstein Youngbloods. And everybody was going to buy the game on Switch to get the physical version with the cartridge, and there was a download code.
Yeah, I got mine for dirt cheap from GameStop like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Because they had it stickered as a PS4 version, and it was not long after the Switch version came out. So I made him give it to me for the fucking PS4 price when it had been out for, a couple years at that point.
Sure.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll take that.
And that is GameStop's policy too. If they screw up like that, they're supposed to give you the lowest price one.
Lowest price.
Yep. So I took advantage of that. But no, I didn't realize that it changed. Like, that's weird that they went from, okay, we're printing, this is, a hard copy, to, okay, now it's just a case with a sheet of paper. What the fuck? Did it denote that do they denote that on the box?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it says like internet required, because there was always a required download for the multiplayer suite.
Right.
Never fit on the cart.
Right. And then in the Nintendo Directs, if they're showing that game or promoting it, they say it's a digital code. And if they don't say it, like sometimes you'll go to Nintendo Life or Game Informer, and they'll break it down and be like, yeah, this game is a digital code for Switch. So
I mean, I've seen some where they actually say that, there's no cartridge inside. It's just, a digital code inside. But it sounds like there's some that aren't actually putting that on the case.
If they don't put it on the case, it's going to be in the back case. So if you turn it to the back and you read it, it'll have the digital code thing. Right. It'll say cartridge not included or something like that.
Yeah,
which is
dumb.
Which it don't, because I'm just like, that's why everybody was just like, why would I go buy the case if I'm not getting the game? I might as well just buy it online on the eShop and get some points for it. And that's what some people did. Because Wolfenstein, no, not Wolfenstein, Doom, the new one that's supposed to come out for Switch, I don't know whenever they drop. I don't know if they're doing the same thing.
I don't think that's going to be a cartridge at all. I think you're going to have to buy it digitally.
Just buy it digitally. Yeah. Hopefully people are excited to play it, because when it initially came out, not many people played it, or they did. They were like, "Oh, it's the same Doom," and moved on to Animal Crossing.
It's not the same.
Dylan got pretty excited about it.
It's a good game. That new Doom Eternal is a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game, but I think people were just like, this is nothing new.
It's more Doom. It's more Doom, and that's what you want. Like, the thing is, like, Doom players, that's what they want. They don't want to reinvent the wheel. They just want more Doom.
Yeah.
Just give me more.
We're like, hey, so you finished playing Doom. Would you like some more Doom? Sure. Yeah, we'll take some more Doom.
I mean, if you go back to the original game, that's what it was. Every single level was the same.
Yeah, but I think Animal Crossing just.
Oh yeah, that took everybody by surprise.
That's just a best surprise.
Yep.
So
that's like saying, "Hey, you just finished this delicious filet mignon. Do you want like another delicious filet mignon just like it?" The answer is fuck yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Game of the Year is going to be interesting this year.
Yeah, this whole year's worth of releases is a little weird and hodgepodge for obvious reasons, but I mean, what are you gonna do? At this point, though, I feel like for the remainder of the year, we need to set up a bingo card of games that were scheduled or are scheduled right now for 2020, and we get to mark off spaces as they get delayed out of the year.
Well, I think if the 5 games that I could probably list as Game of the Year nomination is Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Animal Crossing,
I want to put Ori in
Uh,
Game of the Year, but
Xbox don't really have anything just now, so that's why I put Will of the Wisp. I think that one is a leading game. I think it's good enough to have a Game of the Year nomination from Microsoft, I should say. With Animal Crossing being Nintendo's at this time, because I don't know how Paper Mario's going to turn out. The Last of Us 2 will represent Sony. For third party, if it is good, it'll probably be Cyberpunk 2077.
That's what's
And
going to
then-
happen.
Yeah, and then I think Final Fantasy 7 will be like Japan's kind of nomination. So that's kind of my 5 at right now. I don't know any indies just yet. And that's very weird.
Control was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Control was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Control was
has
in
there-
August.
Has there been like a super standout indie darling this year that comes to mind?
No.
I mean, some people want to say Ori, but I'm just like, no, Microsoft published that, so
It's
it
not.
feels-
It's not truly indie.
Yeah,
No,
you
it's
know.
not.
I mean, like I don't know if it's even like people would say the Wonderful 101 remastered. It's not an indie title though. It's a second party title.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's still platinum. They've got
I
some
got-
money to throw
I haven't
around.
put it in yet, but I got my backer copy.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah. Nice little
Maybe-
holographic.
The
Ma-
lenticular.
Yeah, it's nice.
maybe Hunt Down. I know a lot of people were big on that, but it didn't have lasting
The
appeal,
forest.
so-
The Forest. There's a game called The Forest 2 or whatever for PS4. Is that indie?
I don't
I
know.
think it might be. It's only like $10.
Yeah, I would have to go through the list of indie games that's been released to find out. I'm like,
There's
which
the
one?
problem is with these indie games now is that there's a ton of them. So
Yeah.
trying to get through what's good and what's just
Mhm.
kind of like a shovelware is getting more and more difficult.
Yeah, but when there's a real standout, you tend
Right.
to hear
Everybody
about it.
everybody knows it. I don't really. Everybody just keep playing the old stuff that they've been playing, like Dead Cells or even Blasphemous. It's like
Oh, they hold up, but I mean, Dead
Yeah.
Cells has like spectacular replay value. Obviously,
I-
Blasphemous does too, but for different reasons.
right. Yeah,
I
I
know.
know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know Fortnite probably will. I know Fortnite would get a lot of nominations. I think for season 5, but for like best ongoing game,
Right, continuing live service.
yeah, I think it will be that. I think Modern Warfare's online kind of battle
Oh,
royale will.
Yeah, Warzone or whatever they call it.
Yeah, Warzone, and
that is actually really fun.
yeah, and
What about
Apex
Maneater?
Legends.
Second party, wouldn't it be?
Is it?
Yeah,
No.
it's second party. I don't think it's indie.
Maneater's indie.
Is it?
Yeah. Because
Now-
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we might be calling this early too because we've got an entire back half of the year, and Michael, there's one that you and I have been anxiously awaiting coming up shortly, which, as a matter of fact, was just announced as getting physical release on Switch by way of Special Reserve, I think. Yeah, I think it's Special Reserve. Is Carrion.
Yeah, it's special reserve.
Yeah. Is there
that-
an actual release date for that shit yet?
Date no, but it is this year. I think summer actually. But again, Special
Is that-
Reserve said that they're going to be putting it on. That it's coming up in their release schedule soon. They haven't dated it, but my guess is if they're saying soon, it's not far off.
Is that Digital
Because Special
Devolver?
Reserve,
Yeah.
Devolver Digital, yeah.
The
Because
Red
Special
Blob one?
Reserve, yeah.
Oh, the one that we seen. See, okay.
Yeah, like from last year's
From last
E3
year.
show.
Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah.
when it was coming out because I thought it was supposed to
Dude.
be out last year and didn't know if it dropped or anything.
Nope, but real soon here. So because again, if they're saying they're putting it on sale soon, keep in mind that they're one of the ones that, you know, prints their copies basically in advance, says we
Yep.
got this much, and that's it. So
Gimme.
that right, which means they've got to be getting close to done and
And
released. So
I think I'm gonna e-shop it for that one.
now that's so getting a hard copy. I've been looking forward to that for long enough.
Yeah,
That's going on the shelf.
I mean,
with the
me and you.
quickness.
Me and you, we talked about it last year when we seen it. We were just
I
like,
know,
what
it
is
looks
this
so
wacky,
good.
crazy thing? You're like, oh yeah, we got to get it. But yeah, I was just lost on information because we've seen that E3 and then it went dark, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
it
did the game
did.
come out? Not. Yeah.
Yeah, it went real silent for a while, a lot like Maneater did, truth be told. Because you and I got real pumped about Maneater when we first saw it at the PC show.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's on the horizon. That has I think that has the potential to pull Indie Darling this year, just for the simple fact too that there doesn't seem to be any other real major contenders for Indie Darling of the year.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff that was a lot of indies and stuff that we were hyped for last year, they got pushed or they got delayed, and we don't know no more information about them. And
Now, the one that could blow this all out of the water, though, is if by some godforsaken miracle, Silk Song makes it this year.
I don't think that'll happen.
No.
I don't think it will either, but if Silk Song makes it, fucking all bets are off.
Yeah,
if we had to give them to, we had to see in October. I would give them to October. If I had any kind of betting with that, I would give them to October to see what they could
Right.
do with that.
Especially considering their track record and given that Hollow Knight's console release was a stealth drop E3 announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be holding it for a stealth drop. September maybe would be a good month to drop that, honestly. So my gut says September, October would be the right time for that if they're going to pull it through this year.
Yeah, and that's very weird. And I know we'll probably be going soon. Paper Mario Ghost of Tsushima is July.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that we know of in the fall and winter is Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, and Call of Duty and
I don't know if there's a Call of Duty this year. They haven't announced anything.
I don't
No,
know.
but because
We could do
E3
without
was
it for a year.
because E3 went tits up,
Mm-hmm.
they are not telling anything. You got Assassin's Creed Valhalla too, but you've got like some other stuff that's coming, but they're not. Everybody's doing it on their own schedule now, so nobody knows when anything's being told
And-
about.
And the Stadia
Yeah.
Connect, I think it's this week.
Is it?
I think so, because I know. So I know the Pokemon Direct is I think Thursday or sometime this week, and then Stadia Connect is supposed to be happening I think this week, and then Microsoft is sometime in July,
Mid-July, yeah.
mid-July, and I think that's the only thing we know. And I know Nintendo's not doing a Direct for a while because of what's going on in Japan. So we might not get a Direct. We might not see a Direct for the rest of the year. And if we do see one, we probably won't get it until October or September. And that's
Right.
very iffy. Definitely with the indies, because the one black dude, he stepped down or he left Nintendo, and there's someone else is in that role, in that position. So it's kind of iffy what's going to be announced and said this year.
But
I think
I feel
Mario
like-
might be their big one.
Mhm.
at least for the summer, definitely.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a good place to call it for this week. So with all that said, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out. Thank you to Kathy. Thank you to Michael. Thank you to Josh. Thanks to Ed for showing up, taking us on the road. So help me God, though, if you ever fucking call in from your car again, that background noise is awful. I will kill you.
It was
With
raining.
love. Well, don't do it again.
I will do it again if I have to.
I appreciated you coming, Eddie, regardless.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Oh, I
always
appreciated
love
your presence, but that background noise was awful.
it. Background noise was fine.
Plus,
So-
I miss you, Kathleen. I haven't seen you in like months.
I miss you, Eddie.
I
I'm
miss
so
you
glad you
too.
were able to join us. I was like, where were you? And I was
And
like,
then
oh,
there he
he's
was.
here.
Yes. I actually my phone, because it has Skype on, of course, it was going off, and I was just like, okay, so they're recording. Let me hurry up and get home. And I tried to see if I could just do it as a normal call that you guys could hear me through my car, so I could be like, okay, let me podcast this part and then get in the house to continue with you guys.
I thought it worked
But yeah.
fine. So, but that's me. You know, I'm not the boss. I just sit here and listen.
You look cute. You look beautiful.
Aw, thanks. Aw. What do you need and what do you want?
Is
do you want?
is Fortnite season 5 started? Did you play around with it?
With Fortnite?
Yeah, I caught
Yeah.
it. I didn't catch it all.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's where we got the Waterworld reference. It's basically Waterworld. Half the map's underwater.
Oh,
and
okay.
then we started talking about sharks. I think that's when you joined us when I was talking about the sharks.
Sharks. Okay. Is it still fun? Is it a little bit better, or is it just Fortnite?
It's Fortnite, and stupid me bought the battle pass again, but only because Aquaman is the special character,
Oh, that's
Jason
nice.
Momoa. So
That's cool.
and I definitely had to get him in his jeans and no shirt combination. So
Nice.
Eddie's probably writing this down so he can reply the battle pass
Nice.
himself after we hang up.
Mental note: look
I'm-
up YouTube
Yes.
videos.
I'm thinking of the SNL skit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where he come in and he has the little things and he jiggles. I watched that and I crack up and laugh. That was so unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, what is this nonsense? And I just fell out laughing.
but no. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's
good.
Fortnite. It's Waterworld basically. That's really what it feels like. So
Ah,
a lot of us are missing the old map, and it'd be nice if we could have that option to play the old map.
yeah, that shit's
But-
over there.
Maybe someday. We'll see. But anyhow, sorry.
But yeah, that's we'll call that a wrap for this week. So with all that said, everybody say goodnight, Gracie.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.
And we'll see you next time on World 1-1 podcast. Bye, everybody.
Peace.